guys, how you all doing? I bet you're all celebrating long into the night after that win for Newcastle tonight. That's you off to Wembley in 5.5 weeks' time after a famous victory, a famous performance from Eddie Howe's side tonight that has you guys travelling back to Wembley next month with just 90 minutes to go before you, I think this time, finally clinch a trophy. I've done a couple of the fans podcasts over the last 2 weeks and I've said, and I'll say it again, I think this is your year to finally lift some silverware, and it feels like a different team, a different feeling, a different belief within the group than there was when Newcastle got to the cup final 2 years ago. It just felt like everything was new and fresh and everyone was excited. It feels now that there's a real drive, determination. I feel that the emotion's been taken out of it, and I think no matter who you get in the final, I just feel it's Newcastle's time. But anyway, we can talk about that for the next 5.5 weeks. Let's talk about tonight. I thought it was a really, really brave call from Eddie Howe to change the formation with Joe Linton missing and essentially go to 5 at the back with the 3 centre-backs, Sharburn and Botman. Eddie has just said in his press conference afterwards in the last 10 minutes that straight away after the defeat to Fulham on Saturday, when they realised that Joe Linton was probably going to be missing for this match, he decided there and then, while at St James's Park, that he was going to bring he was going to bring Sven back into the back three, back into defence and play a back three just to give them that extra height, particularly at set pieces against Arsenal. And I have to say, when the team was named tonight, I thought, oof, that is a risk from Eddie, because he doesn't often change the formation. You don't often see him moving away from the 4-3-3 to play 5 at the back. But as you were watching the game, it almost felt like Newcastle were playing a 5-4-3. It looked like they had an extra 2 players on the pitch, and that is because Fabian Schär was stepping up from centre back to help with the midfield and almost like trying to get forward and press. I saw Dan Burn doing that a number of times as well, where he got forward and pressed, and he was in a position that was probably alien to him. And then on the left-hand side, I saw Lewis Hall tucking right into midfield a couple of times. Gordon was coming in central with Murphy on the other side, and it felt like they were taking it in turns just to give that extra body or 2 bodies in midfield. So where you've normally got Tonali, Bruno and Joe Linton in midfield, there was only 2 when you looked at the team sheet, but actually the way they played it tactically like that, they actually ended up with 4 players in midfield at a time, with 2 of them helping out. And they just suffocated Arsenal in the middle of the pitch. And look, it was a tactical masterclass from Eddie Howe. Nothing less than that. It was pretty good to see, and I think he really surprised Mikel Arteta with that, who played the team that we thought they would. He played all his strongest players. They thought, should I say, that they had a chance of turning Newcastle over tonight, given Newcastle's recent results. But I think a combination of Eddie's tactics and you guys as fans, I thought the support were incredible tonight from the off. Like, there was a real crackle in the air before the game. I felt it. I was at the stadium at 3 o'clock today, and probably by about 5 o'clock I could feel that excitement and anticipation, and you had the real feelings of a big game. Everyone was out there 15 minutes before kick-off, in their seats, ready for the game. Johnny Blue Hat delivered. I thought that was spine-tingling before the game. A really nice touch from the club to do that, and I just thought it was a really special night, and it was helped by the fact that you guys made it like that. As much as I sort of criticised the atmosphere against Fulham at the weekend, that was St James's Park at its best tonight. And I also noticed as well, right at the end, when the players did the lap of honour over in the Gallagate end and over in the Strawberry Corner, like, to a supporter, you guys stayed there and applauded the team, and that says a lot when everyone's trying to get back home on trains and taxis and cars and trying to get away, and it's a late night midweek, everyone's got work tomorrow, and to see, to a man, everyone stood there applauding the team, I thought was pretty special, because you don't see that too often. And again, I saw the celebrations at the end as all the fans spilled down past the glass atrium at the front of the stadium at the players' entrance, singing "Tell Me Mammy Ma" and all the different songs coming out. I thought it was a really special moment and a joy to watch. And of course, we saw that last year after the Southampton game. But I just feel something is in the air, and something's a little bit different. And I just thought, for Eddie to have done that with the squad, with the team, to have changed it up like that, to have taken that risk. I thought was a brave risk, and I just asked him in the press conference about that, how brave it was, and he said, I don't think it was brave at all. I saw it straight away, straight after the Fulham game. I decided I was going to do it. And I'm really glad that it's paid off. And he said, with players like Fabian Schär, you give them a job to do. You say, I want you to man mark Declan Rice, or I want you to get forward, and they do that job to a T. And you saw that tonight. Couple other things. Really pleased for Jacob Murphy to get the first goal. He finished it really well, had to think quickly to squeeze that ball in at the near post, kissed the post on the way in. The shot from Isak was absolutely ridiculous on his left foot. I mean, to get the power off his weak foot right off the inside of the post was... he's just a joke, really, to be honest. And that goal he scored that was ruled offside, in my opinion, these should not be ruled offside. What was he offside by? Like, literally a hair's breadth or something. These goals should stand. All we're doing is cutting quality goals out of football, and it looked all the world it was onside. I was shocked to see it get overturned, but look, Isak just got on with it, cracked one off the post, Murphy turned it in. Isak, look, again, unplayable tonight. He is just, what a player he is when he's on his game, and when you've got him fit and firing, Newcastle could beat anyone in this cup final. And I honestly, I wouldn't be worrying too much about who you play. Yes, look, Spurs is probably on paper the easier game because you do well against them over the last couple of years and not so well against Liverpool. In some ways, playing Liverpool takes a bit of the pressure off. I wouldn't worry about it. I just think the way you're playing in big games right now, if your Isaks and your Gordons and your Brunos and your Tonales turn up, you can beat anyone on your day. So I would not worry too much about who you are going to play. And in many ways, if you played Liverpool, there's less pressure than playing Tottenham anyway. So really pleased for Murphy with the goal. Really pleased tonight for Kieran Trippier as well, coming back into the team. I thought Tino's, I wouldn't say he's struggled, but he's not been as good the last few weeks, perhaps going forward as well. He doesn't really, he's defensively good. I think I would like to see a bit more from him going forward, and I thought Trippier came in, really good decision by the manager to bring him in tonight. He's calm, he's assured, he brings experience to it, and he just got wired in right from the start. And in a semi-final like that, that's what you want to see. He really he riled Arsenal, didn't he? And you'd like to see him get a bit of a run in the team now after that. It looks as though he just looks like in a different place now, and really pleased for him to come into the team and perform the way he did. Joe Linton, we've just heard in the press conference afterwards, Eddie says it's a knee injury, it's a matter of weeks rather than months. Didn't give a time scale. He didn't seem too concerned, and I have to say, I saw Joe Linton sat at the dugout like a fan. I'm sure he had a 9 Shearer Newcastle Brown Ale top on, and he was getting right involved like one of the supporters. He didn't look to me someone who was devastated he was potentially going to miss a cup final, if you know what I mean. His body language looked good, he looked positive, which made me think that perhaps the injury isn't too bad. Eddie said weeks rather than months, so how many weeks is that? 2, 3, 4, 6? I don't know. The cup final's 5.5 weeks time. I would guess that he would be back by then. Also a nice moment towards the end, Callum Wilson coming back onto the pitch, having missed a couple of months, and look, it's great to have him back as an option. Could he play at the weekend against Birmingham City? Potentially. It will just lessen the load on Isak a little bit and just give him a little bit of rest in certain games. But I thought to a man, so hard to pick a man of the match. I thought Burn was brilliant, and Dan Burn was brilliant in that first half. Botman just he just oozes class at the back and just brings more strength and power, and he really is a man mountain of a defender. As I say, Trippier was great, Murphy with his goal, Isak unplayable, Tonali he's 8 out of 10 every week, isn't he? He's literally 8 out of 10 yet again. He's one of the best 3 every single game. Even when he's not playing brilliant, he still just bosses it in midfield. And look, I just think if you keep your players fit, there's there's only 5 weeks till the final. Keep the players fit, get a few wins under the belt, keep the momentum and good feeling going, and I just think you go into this final, fingers crossed, in a different place than you did against Manchester United a couple of years ago. So look, famous night tonight. Eddie spot on with the tactics, nobody saw that coming, took the risk, gambled, it worked and then some. Be interesting to see if he does that again. And you guys as fans, I thought were just unbelievable tonight. It was a real joy to be there and see that tonight. And I thought the atmosphere pre-match, during the game, at the end, it was even comfortable at the end. Like, who would have thought that 4-0? Anyone who was asking me before the game, what do you think? I said draw. Everyone said I would take that with open arms. So to win that 2-0 tonight, to go through 4-0 on aggregate, like you've thumped them, 4-0 on aggregate is pretty special. And then of course we've seen the trolling afterwards with Anthony Gordon saying stay humble. Is that a coincidence? Don't think so, but little dig there to Arsenal and Arteta. And then of course the club website by saying it was the ball's fault, but you guys sang that all second half anyway, and I thought that was quite a clever little chant, I have to say. So look, great to have something to look forward to on the horizon. Really pleased you guys don't have to cancel all your hotels and your trains that you've booked. I think Eddie said that in there as well. And yeah, 5.5 weeks and counting. Can't wait to get back down there again. And hopefully at the end of this, you can end this long trophy drought and you can actually smile, relax and just enjoy a win, because if any set of supporters deserve it, you guys do. So anyway, leave your comments below as ever, and subscribe and like. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you on the next video ahead of the Birmingham game on Saturday. God, that's going to be a bit of a hangover after this one. But look, you win that on Saturday, you're through to the next round of the FA Cup, and suddenly the Cup double's on, the Cup double. So look, things are looking good. Bad defeat on Saturday, but that was exactly what you needed tonight. All right guys, see you in the next one. Good night, cheers.